Kisu Grisna, Kisu Kukit, Kisu Quiet, Kapineskes. Welcome back, everyone, to another wonderful Warrior Wednesdays. I'm your host, Kanshuke Tashmiet, also known as Peter White, and I'm coming to you from the unceded Coast Salish territories of the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh people. Sukini for allowing me to be a guest on your beautiful lands, which is also known as Vancouver, British Columbia, for you that don't know that area or this area as well, because I know I have warriors from all over the world, all over the globe, which is pretty amazing to see that I touch so many people all over the place. You know, that I can reach you wherever you are from the comforts of my humble little office. Yeah. So it is June, and this marks the first episode in Indigenous History Month here in Canada. So as you can see, I'm rocking my 215 sweater because 3 years ago they had, quote unquote, discovered remains of little babies that were in these residential schools. They're stories that we knew and we heard in the Indigenous community. We listened to elders, we listened to the stories of the things, that have happened in these places. So we knew this already, so it wasn't a big surprise to the Indigenous community of Turtle Island that these things took place. But yes, today is this month, actually not today, but this month is Indigenous History Month. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, I have listed 5 movies that will really help you learn more about our struggles and what we go through to this day. So go over to Instagram, TikTok. Everything is Peter Not So White. All my handles are Peter Not So White. I did that for a reason, to brand myself, to create a brand that no matter what platform arises, what new thing on social media happens, you'll always know where to go to look. Because if you look at Peter Not So White, I'm going to be there somewhere posting content on one of these platforms. And it's also the end of spring. We're moving into summer now. Summer solstice is the 21st. Also here in Canada, it is Indigenous Day. It's a beautiful day to celebrate being Indigenous here in Canada, and that's a really, really, honestly, I think there could be no better day to celebrate Indigenous Day than summertime, because for many of us Indigenous people, summertime is where a lot of us thrive, and that's the time of season, as most of you know, is when powwows start. And powwows are slowly starting to pick up. And I'm really wanting to go to powwows. I really just want to dance. But this year, I'm doing a different approach on it. And that's what I want to talk about this week on this episode, is self-discipline. And it stems more into that than just self-discipline and not wanting to go. It's looking at the future. It's looking down the scope of the end of June. So this year I'm planning on ending the podcast here probably in 2 to 3 weeks. And then I'm going to start into transition into what I did last summer, and I'm going to do vlogs, and I'm going to vlog my powwow trail. So I'm gonna vlog, and as I'm going this time, which I've learned now from last year, is I'm gonna edit them as I go along, and I'll upload them so you can basically kind of follow me on my journey through my YouTube channel, which is kind of cool. That's, yeah, I'll take the time to sit down to edit. Now that I've got a handle of what to expect, I can sit down on on a Monday afternoon or a Monday morning or Tuesday morning after a powwow for a good hour and just work at it and then upload. So as you Wealthy Warrior community, you'll get to see that vlog, not in real time, but as things go on and progress. You'll kind of get to follow me throughout my summer, and that's what I really want to do this year. So I understand that things, in order for this to take place for me anyways, that it takes sacrifice. And every great thing in life takes some form of sacrifice, no matter what. As you know, I sell Kangen water, right? And sometimes I'll post on social media trying to get people that are interested in becoming entrepreneurs about certain things. And I look at the growth aspect of me joining this water business. The reason why I'm at mentally, even spiritually, is because of this journey with my Kangen water. And if it wasn't for me investing in the Kangen water, I ultimately would have never invested in myself. Because I have a mentor, a coach, and his name is Kevin Melnick. He's actually local here too as well, in Vancouver area. And he really pushed people to really take the time to learn self-development, to spend time on yourself, to grow, to learn. And I wouldn't be who I was today, who I am today, without that. But I understand that everything comes at a cost, and that's what that's the number one question people ask me about the water business. Oh, what does it cost? Not realizing that everything comes at a cost. The compound effect of our actions that we take or we don't take. There is, for every action, there is a reaction. And I understand that if I want to be able to travel this summer for July and August, that I need to just put my head down and crunch and work. Because right now I'm working on a pretty interesting job. We're working as Vancouver's growing. They have a train system, and we call it the Sky Train here in Vancouver. And I think it's the reason why it's called the Sky Train is because the majority of the train runs up on big precast segments, so it actually kind of runs up in the air, so it doesn't affect traffic at all. And there's I'm just assuming that's why they called it the Sky Train, because it's a train that's kind of in the sky. It's not really in the sky, but it's up above, higher for the majority of the track. And some of the track does go underground. And where I'm working right now, they're actually expanding it. There's a SkyTrain station called VCC Clark, and that's going to go all the way down up to Main Street in Vancouver, and it's going to cut down Broadway Street, and it's going to end at Arbutus. So right now, as you know, a lot of you know, I'm a union iron worker. So I got a dispatch to go to this job, and right now I'm doing Monday to Friday, I'm doing 10-hour days, and then on Saturday I'm doing 8 hours. So I understand that I have to crunch. I have to just put my head down and grind and work right now and save up in order for me to take off July and August so I can enjoy my summer. But at that same time, you know, there's powwows here locally, there's powwows around that are happening, and I just know that if I go to these now, I won't have as much funds to go July and August. So I'm sacrificing these weekends in order for me to enjoy the summer a lot longer. And that's one thing people don't do, or they don't realize, that everything takes sacrifice. You know, getting healthy, you got to sacrifice your quote-unquote free time to do some form of exercise. You got to move your body, you got to get your heart rate faster. You got to, you know, you go out for walks, go out for runs, you know, ride your bike, ride your skateboard, you know, ride your, you know, horse, whatever you need. There's, you know, there's tennis, there's basketball, there's baseball, there's, you know, sports, there's rowing, there's canoe rowing, there's swimming, there's jogging, you know, there's skipping rope, there's lifting weights, you know, there's CrossFit, there's boxing, there's Muay Thai, there's karate, there's, you know, all these things that you can do to keep your body healthy. There's yoga, there's Pilates, and all these things take sacrifice. Everything that I mentioned, you're sacrificing some of your time left on this earth to do these things. Just like you right now, which I'm truly grateful for, is that you're sacrificing your time on this earth to support me, to watch this video, to listen to this podcast. Wherever you tune in on, you are taking the time out of your life to invest into yourself. And everything great takes sacrifice. So I'm so tempted to go, but I understand now that sacrificing 1 or 2 weekends here will allow me to enjoy more time in the summer. And that's what people need to understand going into any goal, is that you have to sacrifice something. Maybe it's more than one thing you have to sacrifice. I sacrifice my time sitting here an hour a week to record, to edit, to upload these weekly podcasts. But I enjoy it. So that's where that comes in the long run. You know, sometimes I don't have the energy to do this, but you know, I enjoy recording and talking and sharing. So it makes it easier to sacrifice the time that I just want to spend moseying around on the couch watching YouTube or Netflix, or actually I don't even have Netflix anymore, but watching YouTube or some kind of whatever, right? Or just hanging out. That I'm sacrificing that time to help you invest into yourself. So that's one thing that's allowing me to move forward, and it's allowing me to ultimately not go to these events right now, because I know in the future, in the near future, that I'm going to enjoy all these benefits, and I'm going to reap all these benefits. You know, it's like a farmer. You know, you plant in the spring and you water and grow and maintain, and you take care of all of your things, all the seeds you planted in the spring and the summer. So in the fall time, when it comes time to harvest, you can reap the benefits of all that hard work. And it takes time, and it takes sacrifice, and it takes dedication, and it takes months, it takes days, it takes time to grow these things and to do these things. And that's where people give up. It's when they have to sacrifice. You know, they have to sacrifice their comfort to be uncomfortable. And yeah, I still have that FOMO when I'm watching powwows go on right now. I still have that fear of missing out, but my spirit knows that, hey Peter, in a few weeks you're gonna be there, and you're gonna be fully engaged and fully enjoying it, because you have saved up your income. You've saved up income. You put away money, and you're good, and you can just enjoy dancing and having fun and hanging out with people and laughing and enjoying it. So when you set out to do something, whatever goal it is, just understand that it will come at a sacrifice. No matter what, you're going to have to sacrifice something in order to obtain that. And you have to sit there and ask yourself, is this sacrifice that I'm going to be doing really worth it for me? Because it may be worth it for someone, but it might not be worth it for someone else. That's why not everyone is an NFL player, a hockey player, a boxer, an MMA fighter, because sometimes when, certain people end up getting punched in the face, they're like, whoa, this is not for me. This pain is definitely not worth the pleasure. So there's not that sacrifice reward there. The same thing with football or any kind of physical contact sport. When you get hit, you get hit. And if you're not ready to sacrifice for the end goal, you're gonna give up. So when you go into a new goal, ask yourself that. Am I ready to sacrifice things to achieve this, to obtain that, to reach that? And if that answer is a maybe or a no, then maybe you should just stop before you waste time of your life and find something that you're gonna say yes to. And that's, for me, saying no to powwows right now, I'm okay with, because I know that this summer I'm gonna enjoy them even more, and I'm gonna be in better shape, and I'm gonna be more in the moment, and I'm gonna be more grateful, because I'm delaying that gratitude of missing these ones in order to go to those ones. You get the picture? I hope so. So just look at yourself and look at where you're at in life and say, hey, with anything, is this sacrifice worth it? And if it is a yes, then keep moving forward with that, because it's going to be worth it in the end for you. And this is going to look different for every single individual in the world. So your journey is for you. Your journey is for you to enjoy, and for you to enjoy only. So with that, I'm going to end this podcast this week. I truly hope that you got something crucial from this week. If you did, share it with someone that you think or you would know who needs this, who needs a little bit of encouragement on a goal they're trying to reach, because they may not understand that they're sacrificing a lot for the bigger picture. And this might just keep them going. This might actually just give them that little bit of push that they need to keep thriving towards where they need to be. So I will catch up with you next week. Sukani for tuning in. Dagas. And remember, everything always happens for the right reasons. Take care, all my multi warriors.